break or throw it away. Every moment's one more chance to stand up or get in the way. So when I go, I want the world to know I won't bend, break or throw it away. Every moment's one more chance to stand up or get in the way. So when I go, I want the world to know I was alive. I was alive. I want the world to know I was alive. I was alive. I want the world to know.
Hello YouTube, and welcome back to the Reebok Truck Series season number 4 here, and race number 2 is at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Chris Wilson will start on the pole alongside the 77 of Sky Commons. Samet Ozkan will start alongside Vince Almarego in row 2. James Shelley and Faith Rollins in row 3, with Sam Young and Trevor Germain in row number 4. Chris Louvier and Elijah Gilbert will make up row number 5. Here's the rest of your starting grid. With some guys here, it depends on what you did at Daytona and what you think. Max Anderson is the points leader with the win. He's Chris Louvier is second in points. Chris Wilson, Tom Shelley, and Sky Commons, top 5. William Brock, Dylan Young, Sabrina Rogers, Binky Louvier, and Elijah Gilbert, the top 10. That is probably the only time all season long that Binky Louvier will be in the top 10. Anyone who had a 20th place finish or worse, probably thinking that, hey, the real season starts here. I actually need to get the spreadsheet or the notepad open at some point here. I need to look up what the race sponsor was. So while that's going on, hold on. This will freeze for a moment. Here comes the command here real quick.
Drivers, start your engines.
Command has been given. Field will be rolling off momentarily. And there they go. So the onboards that we will carry today are as follows. We'll start with the points leader. Carrying the Chevy onboard is Max Anderson. Chris Louvier will carry the Dodge onboard. Pole sitter Chris Wilson, the Quaker State onboard. Sky Commons, the Mobile One onboard. William Brock, the Coco Via onboard. Elijah Gilbert, the Napa onboard camera. Vince Almarego, the Ford onboard camera. And RJ Reynolds carrying the Toyota onboard camera. Pace truck will pull off momentarily. 33 laps here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Might have one pit stop in here. We went caution free at Daytona. The green flag is out for the Zaxbys 250. Maybe at some point I'll actually remember to look at the race sponsor before I start recording. Just maybe. Either way, already 3 wide. That's Chris Louvier in the 40 who went underneath Trevor Germain on the start. Sam Young got shifted up to the outside line. Faith Rollins going to make it 3 wide for the second position. And Faith Rollins, here she comes to the inside and will lead lap 1. Chris Wilson does not lead from the pole. Chris Louvier now in the 40 going to the race lead. And they're 3 wide, about 5 or 6 rows deep right now. Battle is for second between Faith Rollins and Seth Cole right now. The Stakem Chevrolet, Chris Louvier gets 5 bonus points for leading a lap. He was second points coming in after losing Daytona by just 1,000th of a second. Max Anderson coming up the middle right there in the 92. Minky Louvier getting shoved to the back. Chris Wilson up to the third line now. Forced there by Sky Commons. Here comes Seth Cole. Gonna look inside maybe of the 40. Not gonna get there just yet. Seth Cole is now clear of Rollins though. Here comes the 18 William Brock, gonna fill that gap. And now Brock's gonna make a move for second. William Brock with an impressive run at Daytona, leading the most laps. Because no one seemed to be able to make a move on him for the first few laps. Now Cole Deaver, we didn't talk about him at Daytona. Now he comes up here and makes a move for second. So Louvier right now putting on a show here at Atlanta. And now Cole Deaver clear, and they're 3 wide for third. Zach Flickinger in the 9, Joshua Osborne in the 0, William Brock on the far outside. And here comes Alexander Rowe in the 10. Alexander Rowe now puts Flickinger up on that third, on the outside line. Here comes Joshua Hyatt possibly making a move. Cole Deaver has caught up to the back bumper of the 40. And 3 wide for third now. Quickly back down to 2 wide as it's Alexander Rowe, Joshua Hyatt battling for third. Cole Deaver makes the move on Chris Louvier now for the race lead. The Bass Pro Shop Chevy was a race winner last season with Mason Powers. Now Cole Deaver goes to the race lead, wants some 5 bonus points. Joshua Hyatt now goes to second. Delon Ebrahimian, who was in that really good battle for the lead at Daytona, is coming up here. And now here comes Hyatt now to the race lead. Cole Deaver leads the lap. The 11 now to the race lead as they're still 3 wide most of the way through the pack. Here comes Ebrahimian now. And they're 3 wide for third. So the 11 will not even lead a lap. Here comes the 32. He will lead this lap. Lap number 8. Lap 8 complete. Put lap 9 up on the board. And it's right now the 13 and 68 in the middle of 3 wide. Just inside the top 10 basically. Here come a couple of the Pollards now moving their way up to the front of the field. As Joshua Hyatt's still getting that outside line to work pretty well. Now Ebrahimian clears. Can the 57 of Steve Pollard put his nose in there? He's got Stephen Pollard III right behind him in the 01. Here comes Zorline as well in the 98. Steve Pollard to the lead. But for how long? Caution is out for Chris Wilson and Kyle Matthews. Tom Shelley also involved. Well, that's kind of ironic. Battle to the line for the race lead at the caution. We'll go to the 01 of Stephen Pollard III. Don't lean, guys. Don't lean. Damage also to the 1 of Sabrina Rogers. That's heavy. Rear end and left side damage. Looks like Alex Perkle might have some damage. Tom Shelley involved. Chris Wilson. Dylan Young's on pit lane. And obviously we mentioned the 52 of Kyle Matthews. And it looks as though the top 3 might pit. Jonathan Zorline's going to say, nuh-uh. So Zorline stays out. The top 3 do pit. And Zorline is the only one staying out. going to be fuel only for the 32. Contact between the 20 and the 88 on the exit of pit lane here. And now we got the issue of there are people still pitting while others are still trying to get out of their pit box now. Samet Ozkan's still trying to get to his pit box, and it will be the 57 of Stephen Pollard III, Joshua Hyatt, Delon Ebrahimian, and Cole Deaver, the top 5 off pit lane. Let's take a look at what happened to bring out the caution for the first time this season. And we're back, and clearly this was not going to work. 4 wide at Atlanta, Sabrina Rogers, Max Anderson, Kyle Matthews, and Dylan Young, as well as maybe you could put RJ Reynolds in there. 5 different cars making up the 4 wide. Contact going to be made there between the 1 and the 52. Down into the 19 they go. And that's going to send Sabrina Rogers sideways. And she's trying to do her best, trying to get it back up onto the track safely. Going to come up right into Kyle Matthews, Dylan Young, Chris Wilson, nowhere to go. Tom Shelley gets a piece of it as well. Kyle Matthews airborne in the 52. Alex Perkle gets a piece of it. Binky Louvier as well in the 69. And what a hit for Kyle Matthews. Just wrong place, wrong time, basically. Goes right into the wall. Chris Wilson puts him up into the air, basically. And then gets hit right on the nose. Oh my god, that is a wicked impact right there for the 52. I will say this, we saw some guys in there that have onboards that were lucky to get by this. Let's go ahead and take a few of those real quick. Onboard, Vince Almarego. Onboard Chris Wilson, since it's about the only chance we'll get all night to actually take an onboard with this car. That is definitely a look of the underside of a truck you don't want to be getting. Final onboard we'll take is from the back bumper of the 92. Before we go back to the restart, we did have this pit road accident right here between Joshua Osborne and Alexander Rowe. And right there, that would cause Joshua Osborne to not be able to get into his pit stall and have to take a tow. So that's going to negatively affect his race. He should probably end up being about 1 lap down by the time this one's over. And we're back to racing. I didn't realize that when I went there that the green flag was getting ready to come out. As you see right there, Joshua Osborne was 1 lap down and speeding by the leaders. Jonathan Zorline, the leader. Stephen Pollard III, Joshua Hyatt, Dylan Ebrahimian, Cole Deaver, John Irvin, Zach Flickinger, Jack James, and James Qualls, the top 10 when we went to the green flag, as Stephen Pollard III now goes to the race lead. Chris Wilson, Kyle Matthews, the only retirees from the wreck there. Kyle Matthews already off to a terrible start, 40th and 42nd in the first 2 races of the season. You see the damage to the 0 there. That might negatively affect him as well, but he is on the tail end of the lead lap right now if a caution were to come out quick. Joshua Hyatt now to the race lead, though. With help from Jack James in the 13, they're going to put Osborne now 1 lap down. And they're 3 wide for second with James Qualls, Jack James, and Stephen Pollard III. Now that we've gone about a lap or so in, might be a good chance to take a look at who are going to be our damaged trucks. Dylan Young, just coming off turn number 4. Tom Shelley, also damaged. Looks like Alex Perkle might be negatively affected by the wreck. So too Sky Commons, apparently with a pit road incident that I did not know about. And that looks to be about it. Everyone else just kind of getting into a groove now after the restart. So not sure how that is going to work for Zorline, that pit strategy. I probably would have pit anyway, just because. Either way, Samet Ozkan now takes the lead away from the 40 of Chris Louvier, who gets another lap lead. And problems for Ozkan, the truck just blew up! Right out of the lead, Samet Ozkan, the Clorox Chevy, to pit lane with engine issues. That is a first. I've seen him... I think that is genuinely the first time someone has blown up while I was live on their camera. Problems for the Clorox Chevy as he comes to pit lane. Night over for the rookie Samet Ozkan. There you see it. Chris Louvier now the leader. It was a piston for the 30 of Samet Ozkan. And that has broken this field apart now as Chris Louvier is the leader, catching up to the 19 of Dylan Young. Louvier, top three get around the 19 easily, but the 68 does not. Kev Shear will get around the 19. And now Dylan Young's going to hold up the 17 of Alger Baranowskis. Now holds up James Shelley. Caution is out once again at Atlanta. A wreck on the back straightaway. And so we slow the pace down one more time here at Atlanta. Looks like the field will at least not stack up too badly. A lot of damage to the 10 of Alexander Rowe now. It might or might not have been the 1 of Sabrina Rogers. I do not know. Either way, that brings up the caution. We'll take a look back at what happened, and we'll be right back to the action here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And we're back. The wreck happened on the back straightaway, but the setup for the wreck starts all the way back here with Preston Plord, Zachary Fitzwater. They're going to make contact on turn number 1. Alexander Rowe puts his nose in there. We're now 4 wide through turns 1 and 2 because this worked out so well the first time. And down the back straightaway, you'll see the contact right there. The 24 gets squeezed. Zachary Fitzwater will go around. And the caution's actually going to come out for this right here when they make contact with that wall. Okay, that's interesting. So apparently we had some dirt near the wall there because Alexander Rowe just kicked up dirt next to the wall. Zachary Fitzwater, though, coming off better end of that one. Alexander Rowe gets the worst end of the deal there, the Xbox Ford. We'll have to see how they can manage for the rest of this race. With that, no onboards from that one. Let's go back to the restart. And we are back. Jessica Shelton has fallen out of the race due to a gearbox failure. She hates Atlanta, so this is not going to be a surprise to her. I say that. Chris Louvier is the leader. Joshua Hyatt, James Qualls, Sam Young, Kev Shear, Tim Randolph, Aldra Baranowskis, Cole Deaver, James Shelley, and Jack James, the top 10. Jonathan Zorline, John Irvin, Steve Pollard, Stephen Pollard III, Delon Ebrahimian, Zach Flickinger, RJ Reynolds, Preston Plord, Trevor Germain, and Seth Cole, the top 20. We've got lap trucks because of the restart here within 10 to go. And the green flag's back out. And Joshua Hyatt with a great restart there in the good Sam Toyota. James Qualls, Sam Young going to follow underneath. And it looks like Dylan Young proved to be a hassle for some people on the restart, including Preston Plord still being a hassle back there. That truck is just so far off the pace, it's not even funny. So Joshua Hyatt back to the lead. James Qualls in second. Tim Randolph now to third. And it's going to be Baranowskis going to fourth here in the 17 truck. Now looking for third. And can James Qualls make the move? That's going to be the question. Randolph's actually going to get the run off this corner, I believe. He also has the draft from Sam Young going down the back straightaway. That's going to help. And Randolph now clears. As it's a battle for fourth between Baranowskis and Sam Young. Kev Shear pulls alongside Chris Louvier there. And James Qualls going for the lead. Truck number 20 with a little bit of damage to that right rear quarter panel. I just noticed that right on the bumper. As here comes Randolph trying to make a move possibly for the race lead. There's 3 wide for 4th. Yeah, there is a little bit of damage there to the right side of that 20. Just a little bit on that quarter panel. As Randolph now goes to 2nd, here comes Kev Shear in the 00. As we've got everyone but Ford up here at the front that's at least battling for position. That 0 still up to speed, but not for position. Lap down in the 37th, or maybe now 36th position. Yep. Who else is a lap down? Oh, the 1. Okay. Didn't realize Sabrina Rogers had fallen a lap down. Joshua Hyatt, though, going to reclaim 2nd spot off the corner. And we are at 5 to go? Yeah, 5 to go that time by. Here comes Hyatt now to the inside of James Qualls for the race lead. Hyatt now clears. Randolph goes inside of the 20. Going for the lead, actually. As the tire wear starting to set in a little bit and making that outside line just that little bit better. Joshua Hyatt leads at the line. Tim Randolph inside. You hear him having to check up in that corner. Everyone was having to check up there. Hyatt down the back straightaway. He's got the momentum. Not yet clear, though. Hyatt versus Randolph. 2 of the rookies here battling for the race win at Daytona. Or not Daytona, Atlanta. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad. I'm so sorry about that. Just 3 laps to go at Atlanta in the Zaxbys 250. Hyatt clears for the lead. Randolph now trying to use that inside line to his advantage. Trying, but not successfully, really. James Qualls gets the run now around the outside of turn number 4. 2 laps to go at Atlanta. I can already see the comment section now, though. Randolph clears for 2nd. Osborne still in this fight right here. Trying to get out of it. Now it's Randolph and Kev Shear battling for 2nd. All this way behind Joshua Hyatt. He is loving this right now. White flag at Atlanta as they're catching Dylan Young. What the hell? So Dylan Young makes it a 4-truck fight. Joshua Hyatt, Kev Shear, and the battle right now is for 3rd. As it's going to be Randolph and Louvier there battling for 3rd. Off the final corner, it'll be the Good Sam Toyota. Joshua Hyatt wins the Zaxbys 250 at Atlanta. Some close finishes there at the line. As Jonathan Zorline had to pick coming to the white flag for a splash of fuel. Or sorry, coming to the checkered flag for a splash of fuel. He tried. He tried. It didn't work for him. He still will finish ahead of Tom Shelley, though. And Seth Cole. No, Seth Cole already finished. Never mind. But it's the 11 of Joshua Hyatt who will claim victory here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Kev Shear, Tim Randolph, Chris Louvier will be the points leader. John Irvin, the top 5. Stephen Pollard III, Seth Cole, Steve Pollard, Amanda Shelley, and Max Anderson, the top 10. Look there at the bottom of the field. Can't get much worse for Kyle Matthews, I'm being honest. Chris Wilson coming out the top 5 finish, finishes 41st, returns to that team's normal runs. Smet Ozkan obviously with the piston issues under green. Jessica Shelton with her issues under caution. And Dylan Young just being terribly, terribly slow. With that, I'd like to thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Leave a like if you enjoyed. And congrats to Joshua Hyatt. I'll see you next time.